Hi, I'm Elaine DeSantos from Family for Health, and today I'm going to help you answer the question, what multivitamin do I give to my children? And to speak to you about that today, I have Mira and Jayson Calton. Hi, Mira. Jayson.
Well, thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you for being here.
And we're talking about our absolute favorite thing in the world.
Oh, good, because we are going crazy trying to figure out which multivitamin works for our family and which is the best to buy, because we're so confused with all of the vitamins that are on the shelf and we don't know whether we're wasting our money or, doing a good thing for our families.
Absolutely. And more times than not, if you're buying on the store shelves, you're probably wasting your money and actually giving them more like a piece of candy than an actual multivitamin.
Right.
So what we did is we actually created a multivitamin we think that actually solves the 4 flaws that we discovered in multivitamins. So because I was very sick, I had advanced osteoporosis, and we needed to make me healthier. So we did a lot of research for many, many years on micronutrients, which are vitamins, minerals, and essential fats, and how to make your body utilize them and absorb them. So there's 4 flaws.
Right. So this is really, it comes down to, that's the most important thing is, you don't want to take a multivitamin that takes all the micronutrients and throws it into one pill. I mean, it's convenient, but that's not the way micronutrients work. So Mira mentioned,
and kids hate pills.
And kids hate
Yeah,
pills.
there's no way they're going to take them.
Right. So we created what's called the ABCs of supplementation guidelines. So this is going to help you choose a good supplement, specifically a multivitamin. First, A, you want something that absorbs well. Pills don't always absorb. In fact, 50% of the pills that they took right off store shelves and tested if they disintegrated, didn't disintegrate. That means if it's not disintegrating, it's not getting in.
Right.
So
Additionally, though, with kids, because they can't take pills to begin with, so you're usually left with something that's more like a chewable or a liquid.
Yeah.
And the problem with these is they're usually loaded with sugar, and what you don't know about sugar could actually be hurting your family, because sugar actually blocks the absorption of vitamin C, calcium, and magnesium. So you're actually making it so what you're giving them could make it worse, not better.
Right.
So, oh gosh.
So the second is B, for beneficial quantities and forms. Now what we're going to do is we have whole series of educational series that you can go online and you can watch if you want, but we go over how to look at the back of the multivitamin box and say, hey, what form is my vitamin A in? What form is my vitamin D in? What form is my vitamin B12 in? So beneficial forms, teaching you what you should be looking for, making sure you're getting the quality forms that really are good for you, and then also the beneficial quantities of each one, right? So you want to make sure you get enough of it. Do you have enough vitamin D in that multivitamin? But do you even have any magnesium or any calcium in it? So we want to make sure, and we go over all of that as well.
And now what's going to shock a lot of people is they think that because their child is small, that they need less than their husband or than the wife. What's actually amazing is their bodies are changing and growing so rapidly that it's actually, they require the same amount. Ages 4 and up can actually take an adult multivitamin.
Yeah.
So don't try to dumb it down or limit it because it's a child. It's exactly the opposite. So if you can just keep that in mind when you're looking for a product, you don't want small amounts because your child is small.
Yeah. Well, and you want to think of it too. Yes, it is 4 and up, but it's really around that 50-pound mark. So if you have a child who grows a little faster, or maybe you have a child who's a little bit, weighs a little bit less. So just right around that 54-pound mark, they can have an adult dose.
Now the C is really what's the crazy one. And no, C doesn't stand for crazy.
No.
C, that wasn't the problem.
Okay.
The problem is competition. And it was like never discussed in supplemental science before. But we realized I wasn't able to absorb the calcium magnesium I was taking. And then we started doing research about why maybe I wasn't actually getting them out of my multivitamin. And what we found out is that vitamins and minerals have natural antagonists. You actually can't take them all at the same time in one pill because they want the same receptor sites through your digestive tract in order for them to be absorbed. So it's kind of insane now that we think about it, like to even try to take it that way, because there's over 45 different micronutrient competitions in the typical multivitamin.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's almost like a battle that ensues.
Right.
So you take that multivitamin that you're typically used to, and you think about it, your doctor says almost 80% of it goes down the toilet.
Yes,
That's true.
We see it.
You see it, and we wonder, why does it go down the toilet? That's this competition or antagonisms that we're talking about. And then there's the opposite flip side. So the S in ABCs of optimal supplementation is synergy. So just just like there's competitions, there's also certain micronutrients that are synergistic with one another and will help or enhance the absorption and utilization. So you want to make sure they're all paired. Now you might be wondering, how am I going to do all
How
this?
do I
This is
figure
kind
that
of
out?
confusing.
I have no idea.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have
Good.
to. We did it for you. So after Mira, we used to do it. We used to separate all this out with pills.
And it was
for
a
her.
nightmare.
She used to take
A
about
nightmare.
34 to 40 pills a day. That equates to almost 10,000 pills a year. Eventually,
And it was horrible.
Yeah,
It was like really, I was like choking him down. I looked like a pelican just trying to swallow a fish. It was horrible.
She looked at me and said, you know what? We're going to have to
hate
change
you.
something.
Yeah.
I hate you. Make a formula that's all powder. So that's what we did. We looked at the A, the B, the C, and the S and said, this is the product we created, Nutrients. So what it is, basically, is it's an AM packet and a PM packet. Very easy. You just put it in 4 to 16 ounces of water, depending on how much water you like to drink, once in the morning, once at night. Now, these two formulas are completely different. And that's because of what we talked about. There's competition. So everything that competes with the stuff in this one is over here.
But let's explain it this way. So you know like when you have two kids and they're yelling at each other?
Yes.
It doesn't help us to say stop yelling. Because it's not going to help.
Not gonna
Never
help.
So what
works.
you do is you put one in one room and one in the other.
Right.
And then
These
all
are
of a
like our
sudden now-
separate rooms. Yeah.
And now they're not competing anymore?
Yes. Okay, so and there's in these little packets, so this is my AM and
Yep.
this is my PM.
Correct.
And you
No
mix it with
brainer.
water.
No brainer.
Okay.
Now, not all kids are going to want to drink it down. And these taste fantastic, by the way.
Yes.
They come in all sorts of fruit flavors, and they're great. But we also decided, and I'll give you some recipes that you can share. We make it into pudding, into ice cream, into popsicles.
Gummies.
Our nieces are like rock stars on the popsicles.
Yeah.
You know, they're only 4 and 5, so to giving them, a big glass of juice every day, they're kind of like twice a day, really, but
It
give them a
works some
popsicle.
days, but yeah,
Yes.
they really like the
Well,
treats.
put it in there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. Put it in their pudding, put it in their snacks.
Yep.
Great. And so now
That's
I
it.
heard a little secret and I figured something out. I mean, we started this interview. Thank you for addressing that confusion on what multivitamin do I give to my children.
Right.
But now you're just telling me you solved another problem for me. This is basically a multivitamin for my whole family.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's a multivitamin for your whole family. And it replaces 2 drinks a day. Don't forget, you got to stay hydrated. So this gives you the hydration. It replenishes your micronutrients.
It's stick it in your husband's thing when he's going to the office, so he can write
easy
it.
to travel with, especially on airplanes. There's these airbornes and these emergencies. Well, if you take a look at what's in nutrients compared to those, it just kills it.
And we know how flus go around the schools, and we have so many teachers that actually write us letters and I'm not sick.
Yeah.
I'm just not sick. It's incredible.
I used to get
So-
sick all the time. I haven't been sick in 2 years,
Yeah.
and that's due to nutrients.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness. Well,
And I think we're gonna do something else for you guys,
Yes,
if
a
you
little-
allow
a
us
little
to.
special.
we'd
Yep.
love to. I
We're
love
gonna give your
surprises.
people a coupon, and I will give you the coding and everything, and you can offer it to them, and I'll give you a recipe or two,
Yep.
and you can put it after this interview.
Fabulous. And thank you so much,
Oh,
Mira,
absolutely.
Oh,
Jayson.
it's our
amazing.
pleasure. Thank
Love
you.
it. We'll have that information in the link below. And you can find more information on Mira and Jayson. If you could share with us on that, how we can follow you.
Sure. Calton Nutrition, so it's CALTON nutrition.com. Best place to find us, and all the links to our social media is all right there.
Yep.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Yeah.